says, Andrew, you just finished the Essential series.
Yeah.
You also finished this a little while ago, so I'm curious how things have gone since you finished the series too. But all right, first question, how was the Essential series compared to what you thought it was going to be?
Well, if that's a tough one, I didn't have a ton of expectations coming into it,
Right.
but what I came away from it with was much more than I anticipated getting out of it. It's 12 hours across 3 days, and I felt like I learned months, years worth of culinary knowledge in that time. And I had no idea that was going to be the case.
Awesome. That's part of the reason why I started doing these interviews, because there is no way to accurately describe what is going to come off of this thing, because it is so much stuff in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So awesome. What was something unexpected that you learned in the program?
Dude, so many things. The one thing I was thinking about driving over here today was the things I learned were such like basic, simple things that I just never thought of before, like pan heat. I had never thought to put my hand over a pan to check the temperature of it before cooking something, and then cook that thing to figure out what it cooks like at that temperature and do that on an ongoing basis. So by doing that, I've dialed in like the level of cook on all the food that I have. That's one thing I did not anticipate to get that out of this. It never even crossed my mind.
Right. Those simple little things are what I love about the whole Essential series, because this stuff isn't rocket science, but if you've never been taught it before, how are you supposed to know it?
Right. I wasn't even holding a knife right.
Yeah, that's what most people have never been shown how to hold a knife.
Right.
I was quote unquote. I was 3 years in the industry, in the culinary industry, before I went to culinary school, and then got shown this is how you hold a knife. 3 years of doing it professionally before somebody showed me how to hold a knife. Right? I had to pay a bunch of money, right, for that. What does learning the fundamentals of cooking do for your life beyond the kitchen?
Interesting. I haven't really thought about it at a macro level like that, but there are definitely principles that you learn in the kitchen in terms of preparation, in terms of trying and failing and trying, succeeding, and then repeating. There are things like that you can definitely apply to everyday life.
What has learning to cook done for your confidence?
In the kitchen or out of the kitchen?
Both.
In the kitchen, it's night and day, right? Like just coming out of the Essential series with having tried and failed so many times in your kitchen, and throwing eggs behind me because they don't matter anymore, or throwing beans on the floor, just doing, failing, doing, succeeding has really increased the confidence. And being here for the Essential series and having you allow me to do that, I think really helped with the confidence.
Awesome. That's what, you got to fail. You got before you get good at anything, you got to be bad at it.
Yep.
And if you don't give it a shot to be bad at it, you're never going to get good at it.
And I'm still failing. But I'm failing confidently.
So am I. I'm still failing.
Yeah, there you go.
I do it all the time, but that's how I keep getting better.
Yeah.
And it's just food at the end of the day.
That's right.
All right. What have you noticed about yourself that changed throughout the course?
I think just kind of going back to what I was just talking about, just the willingness to try something has increased, because there's so much trying that you do over the course of the class that you just get used to you get comfort in the discomfort of trying. And so I think that's how I've changed the most. I'm willing to try more than I was. I'm willing to not follow recipes that I had to follow before. And it's kind of changed the way that I approach dinner and approach cooking.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is amazing that has come off of there for you in culinary school. That was one of the things that they told us, that every 3 weeks you're in a different class, so you learn how to learn quickly, because you need to pick it up from day one in a professional world. But learning to just try and be like, oh, well, let me just try new things, like just literally trying new things all right, cool. You get more comfortable doing that, because that's helps open the expansiveness. That's super awesome that came off of the course.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I made the other day, I think I told you this already, but I made a tartar sauce.
Yeah.
From nothing. Just from my head. I started with mayonnaise.
Yeah, whatever.
Added in some relish that I had in the fridge, added in some lemon juice, added in a little bit of cumin to it.
Yeah.
And it was delicious.
That's
Put it
awesome.
on a fish sandwich. And
great.
I would not have done that before.
That's freaking awesome, because at the end of the day, that's why we do mayonnaise. And you're like, all right, Now if I understand this, now it's just call it a quote unquote tartar sauce, whether it's classical or not. And if you want to go as classical as you want, just research as much as you possibly want. But
Sure.
if you just want to make something tartar sauce inspired, fucking awesome. That's the whole point. You're just making dinner.
Yeah, and
Like,
it worked, and it was delicious.
Hell yeah. That's. Have you taken other cooking classes before?
I've taken like fun tourist cooking classes, like in
Like when
Italy
you're
and
traveling?
Paris.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So how does this compare to those classes?
Oh, it's totally different. I mean, there's no comparison, right? Like they're there to pump you full of wine and have a good night, and at the end of the day, you get some pasta that you kind of made, but the chef also made it.
Yeah.
You're not really learning anything, right?
Yeah.
In this class, like you're here to learn, and you walk away with a lot more knowledge than you come in with.
That's awesome. All right. So then because you have also taken some private classes with me. As the Essential Series compared to the private classes?
I would say your private classes are somewhere in between the like tourist classes and the Essential Series.
All right.
Right.
Awesome.
Where there is still a good level of learning and kind of attention to the process and the allowing us to do as much as we want versus not, but not to where the Essential Series is, where like you are truly learning everything and you're doing everything and there's not an option, you're going to try it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of in the middle where it's like kind of fun, but you learn a lot. The Essential Series is you just learn a lot. Like you are here to learn how to cook.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. That is the whole goal of it. That's the whole point. People are like, all right, yeah, we went to a cooking class, we had fun, we learned a few things. Like, yeah, my private classes are like a step up beyond that because I look at the world. They're fun. That's what. Yeah, that's what they're fun, right? And like the Essential Series is pretty fun, but like
it's also fun.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Because like that's the point.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, you walk away like slightly overwhelmed at the end of every day, but you've got this course book that you've created that you can refer to. I refer to it all the time, by the way, and it's just a good refresher to have.
Awesome. That was the point. That's the refresher. But like once you get the understanding and you get all of it in one shot, my hope is that that's what creates the aha, the complete shift in how you look at food and cooking.
Yeah.
Like that's
totally. Yes.
All right. Last question. Now, knowing what it is, how much would you pay for this course? And you can say double, triple, a number, whatever.
I would pay $100 an hour for this course. No, I mean, so I would pay probably 3 times what I paid for it. I would say it was a steal when I bought it. I don't know what it costs now, but it was a steal when I bought in. I would say 3 times at least, $1,500, $2,000.
That's
maybe more.
That's what. Yeah. I mean, and I'm not in it for the money because I would do something else if I were in it for the money. That's for sure. But trying to showcase how big of a life-changing thing it is. The price is one of those things that's like, all right, this is what it is.
Sure. I mean, I cannot say enough how wonderful it was. And I've already recommended it to many of my friends. I recommended it to my sister, who's going to take you up on it, I think, and took you up on a private class. It's a kitchen-altering experience, I would call it.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
All right.